It's my ex-husband's fault that I'm this way. It's my mother's fault. This doesn't feel right. That's the body sending signals back to the brain. And if you respond to that thought as if it's true, that thought is going to lead to the same choice, which is going to lead to the same behavior, it's going to create the same experience, and it's going to produce the same familiar feeling called you, and you're going to say, this feels right. It feels familiar. You see, going from the old self to the new self is the neurological, is the biological, is the chemical, the hormonal, genetic death of the old self. People who say to me, I'm in the river of change, I'm in the unknown, I'm in this void, I can't predict my future. I always say the same thing to them. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Not from the known, but from the unknown. What thoughts do you want to fire and wire in your brain? You can't wait for your wealth to feel abundance. You can't wait for your success to feel empowered. You can't wait for the mystical moment to feel awe. You can't wait for your new relationship to feel love, or your new job to feel gratitude. That's the old model of reality, of cause and effect. Waiting for something outside of you to change how you feel inside of you. When you feel differently inside of you, you pay attention to whoever or whatever caused that. And that event in and of itself is called a memory. To wait for our environment to give us relief. But the quantum model of reality is about causing an effect. Which means when you feel whole, you begin to heal. When you feel empowered, you're going to be successful. When you're worthy enough, you'll feel abundant. When you are in love with life and in love with yourself, you will find an equal, or it will find you. And when you are in awe of the moment, the mystical is going to bless you in a way that you never anticipated. And when you are in a state of gratitude, your job is on the way. That's causing an effect. And by the way, what is the emotional signature of gratitude? Don't you give thanks when you get something or you receive something? So then, what if you were to begin to give thanks or feel thanks before it manifested? Would your body as the unconscious mind believe it's in the future experience in the present moment? Because gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. And so, we don't pray in our work to have our prayers answered. We get up as if our prayers are already answered. And it is that state of mind and body that I know that requires a clear intention and an elevated emotion. And the clear intention is an act of the mind and the brain. And an elevated emotion is when you open your heart. When you combine those two elements, you just moved from living in your past to living in your future. So then, here's the question. Can you believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that your brain is literally changed to look like the experience has already occurred? And can you fall in love with a future potential that already exists in the quantum field? And how many potentials exist in the quantum field? Infinite potentials in the quantum field. Can you select a new potential in the quantum field and emotionally embrace that future reality before it's made manifest to such degree that your body as the unconscious mind is believing it's living in that future reality in the present moment, and you're signaling new genes in new ways? If there's physical evidence in your brain and body to look like the experience has already happened, there's evidence there physically. By thought alone. Relax. Because the experience is going to find you. There's an intelligence that's giving you life right now. It's keeping your heart beating and digesting your food and organizing trillions of functions in every single cell of your body. It's organizing mutations in your DNA. There's some invisible force that's giving you life. But that same intelligence that's keeping your heart beating and digesting your food is the same intelligence that's creating supernovas in distant galaxies and causing flowers to bloom. It's both personal and universal. It's within you and it's all around you. And you can't see it, and you can't smell it, and you can't taste it, and you can't feel it. But it is the giver of life. And it is a consciousness. And consciousness is awareness, and awareness is paying attention. And it is the observer, observing you into life. And you know what I tell our advanced students? Either you're going to be defined by a vision of the future or the memories of the past. And Scientific American last year published an article that said, in memory, 50% of what you talk about in your past isn't even the truth. You make it up. Memory is creative. But I tell our advanced students, when you stop creating, it just means you're more in love with your past than you are with your future. That's all. But you know, that intelligence that's giving you life, the observer, you can develop a relationship with it. And when your will matches its will, and it has an amazing will, when your mind matches its mind, and it has an infinite mind, and when your love for life matches its love for life, it always answers the call. And what about the soul, huh? Soul's interest is the unknown, it's adventure. You know, we came from source, slowing down in density until we finally arrive in 3 dimensions. And all of a sudden we decide to make our way back up. You wake up in the morning, you come back to your senses, you glance over at the person laying next to you and you go, how did I get here? Then you sit there and you go like this, wait, let me think about all my problems. Oh, now I'm starting to feel like myself. Then what does everybody do after that? Reach for your cell phone. You check your WhatsApp, you check your Twitter, you check your text, you do your Facebook, you tweet how tired you are. Then you check the news and you feel even worse. Then you check your email, then your other email, then your Pinterest and your Snapchat, and what else is there? I don't know, Instagram. And now you're ready because the personality is reaffirmed. And here we go. And all along, you're using your environment to remind you of who you are. Now, your personality is no longer creating your personal reality. It's your personal reality that's creating your personality, and you are victim to the circumstances in your life. And then you do the things that you can memorize and do so well, and then you stop at the grocery store, you buy your same food, you eat your same meals, you watch your same television shows, and then you get in bed, you open up the book, you read 1 paragraph. You wake up in the morning, and here we go again. But there's no unseen hand doing it to you. You're making the same choices, and the same behaviors, and the same experiences to reaffirm that same emotion that you call you. If you're not in the process of being defined by a vision of the future, you are left with the old circuitry and the emotions of the past, and you will be predictable in your life. Because when you are truly present, you can't run a program.